चालू करो सर।
भाई
कौन मुकुल भाई है?
सभी को
हाँ नमस्कार दीदी, नमस्कार।
ओके नमस्ते।
आज हमारा
मैं तो बहुत देर से दीदी आपको प्रणाम कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, मैंने अभी आपको देखा, मैं सोच रही थी कि कहाँ है मुकुल भाई।
एज यूजुअल मैं तो लपेट के रहता हूँ ना। हाँ, यहाँ अभी टेम्परेचर 4-5 चल रहा है रांची में।
ओ, रांची में है आप ना? अच्छा।
हाँ।
हम व्यवस्थित उबर और
डॉक्टर साहब प्रारंभ करें?
हाँ करो करो भाई, मनोज करो।
सभी को एक गुजरात संभाग के खरसाना एकल आरोग्य खरसाना संघ से सभी इस कार्यक्रम में जुड़े हुए भारत देश के और यूएसए से जुड़े हुए हमारे सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को गुजरात एसटीओ की तरफ से और पूरे आरोग्य योजना के सभी हमारी सेविका बहनों और संयोजक की साथ में सभी का हम नमस्कार करते हैं, जय श्री राम करते हैं। सभी को हमारा जय श्री राम। अभी हम कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करते हैं। 3 बार हम ओमकार करेंगे। ओमकार के बाद अपना जो प्रश्नोत्तरी का कार्यक्रम है वो प्रश्नोत्तरी का कार्यक्रम हम प्रस्तुत करेंगे। सावधान। ओमकार करेंगे। ओम
Yeah, you go ahead and finish.
ये हमारा सद्भाग्य है, हमारा नसीब है कि हमारा गुजरात में ये पीएमई टूर हो रहा है। इसीलिए इसके माध्यम से हमारे एकल आरोग्य योजना की जो ये सेविका बहन है, सेविका बहन अपने गांव में इनका जिम्मेवारी, सेविका बहन का गांव में जिम्मेवारी रहता है और गांव में वो क्या क्या काम करती है उसके बारे में जब आरोग्य संघ की शुरुआत होती है उस टाइम पे इनका 6 या 7 दिन का शिविर लगता है। वो शिविर में हम सब ये सेविका बहनों को इकट्ठा करते हैं। पूरे रेसिडेंशियल ओ शिविर होता है, उसमें हम उनको सिखाते हैं कि आरोग्य के बारे में हम
शंकर भाई एक मिनट। शंकर भाई एक मिनट, मुझे इनको इंग्लिश में बताने दीजिए स्टूडेंट्स को। आपने जितना बताया इतना मैं बता देता हूँ, फिर आगे बताना। हाँ ठीक है। सो स्टूडेंट्स, here is one of the ARC, that is Arogya Resource Center. We have got 37 ARCs all over the country, and you are seeing the Arogya Sevikas. One Arogya Sevika is for one village, and there are, you see, 8 of them are there. Every one of them is for implementation of the whole Arogya program in one village. So now onwards, you will hear some of the basic description about these Sevikas' work. Later on, you can ask the questions. So these Arogya Sevikas are trained in a residential training program which is conducted every year for 7 days in which they stay there and they are trained about all the programs of आरोग्य। हाँ शंकर भाई अब आगे बताइए।
हाँ, तो इस प्रकार हमारा ये होता है। वर्ग में जब आते हैं तो हम वर्ग की शुरुआत वंदना से करते हैं। जैसे भगवान की हम पूजा करते हैं, भारत माता का वहाँ एक छोटा सा छवि लगाते हैं, उनको माल्यार्पण करते हैं, दीप प्रागट्य करते हैं और इसके साथ में ऐसे ओमकार करते हैं, फिर गायत्री मंत्र करते हैं और विजय महामंत्र श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। इस
So now
प्रकार
Shankar Bhai is
हमारा
explaining you that in the
महामंत्र
beginning
13 बार करते हैं।
these Arogya Sevika at the time of training, they first of all worship the God that is Bharat Mata. We actually consider our country to be mother of all the residents of Bharat, citizens of Bharat, and that is why they first of all pray Bharat Mata. हाँ शंकर भाई बताइए आगे।
और इसके बाद में हमारा वर्ग स्टार्ट होता है और पूरा दिन का शेड्यूल बना रहता है और इस तरह से एक घंटे का मीटिंग रहता है। उसमें हम समझाते हैं कि आपको काम क्या करना है। तो हमारी सेविका बहन सोचती है कि हम डॉक्टर नहीं, हम क्या करेंगे, तो उनको पहले हम सिखाते हैं कि हमको स्वच्छता के बारे में अपना गांव, अपना पहले तो अपना घर हो, अपना मोहल्ला स्वच्छ हो और अपने गांव की पूरी सफाई स्वच्छता होना चाहिए, उसके बारे में हम ट्रेनिंग देते हैं। ये सेविका लोग फिर अपने यहाँ घर जाके गांव में जाके जी
हाँ शंकर भाई एक एक सेविका को बोलने दीजिए क्या क्या काम वो करते हैं, ये अच्छा होगा, ठीक है।
जी जी।
तो अभी हम लोग आपने जो
हाँ,
बताया
तो
इसको मैं बता देता हूँ, फिर सेविकाओं को कहिए वो एक एक करके बोलेगी, ठीक है। एक एक काम के बारे में बताइए उनको बोलने के लिए। हाँ सो Shankar Bhai was telling you that these sevikas are trained for all the work of Arogya Resource Center ARC, that is the scheme of Arogya. There are sessions of 1 hour every day and there are 7 sessions per day for 5 to 7 days. हाँ बताइए आगे शंकर भाई। हेलो there is some problem.
Okay. Oh, they got it.
आदित्य कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ है, वो पिक्चर गायब हो गया, उन लोगों का साउंड भी गायब हो गया।
अच्छा वो निकल गए कहाँ से?
हाँ
अच्छा okay, let him come. They have to reconnect it. Shankar Bhai he's here, but picture
Aditya is managing. हाँ हसमुख भाई Aditya is managing. They are reconnecting.
मुकुल जी तब तक आप ये चालू कर सकते हैं एक के बाद एक अपना प्रोग्राम के बारे में जो आप बताने वाले हैं। इन स्लॉट आपका वो जो है वो हो जाएगा।
श्योर
अभी दिखा?
Are you able to see? Are you able to see? Hello?
He is not.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it's
Screen.
visible. मुकुल
Your
जी
screen.
आपका
Yes, sir. Yes,
स्क्रीन
sir.
दिख रहा है.
Visible.
Yes.
Okay,
go
sure.
ahead.
So I
Yes,
start
sir.
with it. So welcome to Ekal Arogya Foundation. Actually, Arogya Foundation of India is the registered organization registered with the Government of India, and the Ekal Arogya Yojana is the implementation body of Arogya Foundation of India. And Arogya Foundation of India supports whole of the organization financially as well as manages the finances, while Ekal Arogya Yojana is the body which is mainly constituted by the doctors and those who are in the field, that is the village committee. There are actually committees at every level, right from village, district, state and center. So this is our work field. You have visited yesterday village of Gujarat. This is like this in the hill area. There is much underdeveloped villages, and we are working in the remote villages in all the parts of the country, including the hill areas. So I told you just now, there is a group of 30 Arogya Sevika for 30 villages. Each one village has got one Arogya Sevika, and every 10 Arogya Sevika is monitored by one Arogya Sanyojika. So there are two-tier structure at the village level. One is Arogya Sevika, who is in her village implementing all the projects, and she is monitored by Arogya Sanyojikas. So in a village, a cluster of 30 villages, there are 3 Arogya Sanyojikas. The work of Arogya Sevikas is you are displaying. I am displaying this work. First is preventive work. Preventive work constitutes the all the actions which the Arogya Sevikas take to prevent the diseases. So the mosquito-borne diseases are to be prevented by removing the stagnation of water, which may become breeding place of mosquitoes. So all the water used in the kitchen or bathroom should go to soak pits, which drains it into the underground table of water. Then there are compost pits which are to be formed, because the degradable waste, which is mainly cow dung you saw yesterday, this should be deposited into the compost pit, where fertilizer can be produced within 3 to 6 months. Then government is constructing toilets at present, but because from generations together, the people are used to go to the fields for open air defecation. That is why still the toilets are constituted, but they are underutilized. So our Arogya Sevika inspires the people of the villages to use the toilets. Then water quality may not be potable at every place. So it has to undergo some type of treatment. At some places they boil it, at some places they treat it with the filters. Then there are schemes of disease specific awareness, which is taught by the Arogya Sevika through posters. We have got 30 posters on different topics of prevention of diseases. Then the means of awareness are wall writing, poster demonstration, rallies, school. In the schools, the students are taught and hygiene and sanitation, and house in during the house visits they display different type of posters before the housewives, how the hygienic food can be cooked. Then there are other schemes also through which we teach them Arogya Sevikas and they implement the herbal remedies. We conduct medical camps. Then through telemedicine also we are working. And what is telemedicine, you will later on come to know. And for women health, hygiene and sanitation, we teach them how to use, most of the women in the villages do not use sanitary napkins. So we promote utilization of these napkins. Then for child health, we have started detecting the undernutrited child and connecting them to the hospitals and government setup of nutritional centers. Then for anemia control, we are working with the women, detecting the cases and then treating them with the medicines. For ophthalmic care, we have got 2 eye vans and we are conducting some cataract detection camps also. So these are the pictures you see. First is compost pit. I told you just now, this is anemia control program, detecting the women. These are soak pits in which the water should drain from the hand pumps and wells. Then this is poster demonstration. Here the Arogya Sevika is teaching the whole lot of women. This is herbal remedies, preparing direct from the herbs. Then village cleanliness drive. This is our eye van. There are 2 eye vans in which our ophthalmic assistants detect the cases. Then this is a rally, which I told you. This is use of sanitary napkins. Then this is telemedicine. Soak pits, is a very important for prevention of malaria, diarrhea, and other preventable diseases which are mosquito borne. So over 5 years, we have saved almost 50,000 people from these annual sufferings and saving 14 million public money, $ for 14 million public money. Then we have, through this, we also serve the underground water table, which is going down due to the overutilization of the water, over extraction of the water for the farming purpose as well as for domestic purposes. Then these are some of the diseases: cerebral malaria, then filaria, then Japanese encephalitis, dengue. All these diseases are due to the mosquito-borne diseases. Till now, the financial gains through the medical camps is at the rate of rupees 200 each. We have till now saved $220,000 of the patients. Then through herbal remedies, 42,386 patients were treated till 2019, and total saving was $303,000. And these are our eye programs, cataract camps, through which we have till now operated, till last year, operated, we had got 5,960 patients of cataract were operated. And telemedicine was initiated 3 years back in Odisha and 2 years back in Jharkhand in 120 villages, which has now swollen up to 200 villages. And till last year, 5,547 patients till 2019 were treated. Data is not there yet available for the current year because it is the last month of the year. So after that, the data will be available. Cost of treatment is immense for patients because they have to visit places, district places or district headquarters, which are very far away from the villages. So for staying, for consulting the doctor, they spend a lot, and that is why this much of patients, through these patients, we have been able to save $238,000 till last year. So total saving over last 4 years have been $17.151 million, which was till 2019 end. We had spent on our Sevikas and Sayojika $1.42 million, and this is 12 times more which we have saved. Other effects are that the Arogya Sevika have become the health leaders of the villages, and they have become tech savvy because they are now using phones and tablets for the telemedicine program. Promotion of sanitary napkins have brought to them reproductive hygiene, and through nutritional and herbal medicinal gardens, which we have recently developed within last 2 years, they have been able to reduce the burden of patients going to the district places or government hospitals, because for common ailments, they are able to treat them at their homes. So, and by organizing the construction of soak pits at community water resources and construction of compost pits, they are community efforts because many people have to join together to materialize these schemes. So this has strengthened the social fabric of the village. These are the pictures of programs which we were able to conduct during Corona. So we started with Corona messages, then hand washing training, then through these meetings were conducted through these things. Then online training was also conducted through Zoom and freeconferencecall.com. Masks were sewn and distributed. These immunity promotion, the herbal remedies were used. You are seeing the herbal remedies, kadha and all this. And for those who were very far away from their homes at the time of lockdown, food packets were distributed. This is, you are seeing mask distribution free of cost, kadha distribution. All these activities were conducted throughout the country, wherever our Arogya work is there, and also through the Ekal Abhiyan Karyakarta. This, you know, you are undergoing pre-medical externship. This is going on for last 6 years. This is the 6th year. For 4 years, it was in Ranchi, Jharkhand state. These are some of the pictures from Ranchi. And last year, it was conducted in Baroda. This is the team of doctors in Ekal Arogya Yojana. Our president Mehta Saab is with us. Then Secretary Vani Ahluwalia from Jabalpur. Bhaumik Upadhyay ji is with us, who is organizing secretary. Deputy President Dr. S.K. Kalra. Then All India President Mr. Avnish Mata. Secretary Sudarshan Sureka from Mumbai. He is from Delhi. He is from Kanpur. Dr. Umesh Paliwal, pathologist. Shri Satish Gupta ji is there. Then Shri Pawan Singhal is our treasurer. These are some of the expenses entailing and for future programs. And this is possible only through teamwork. That is how we are able to do anything, because it involves Sevavartis, villagers, supporters, doctors, technocrats, and the whole Ekal Abhiyan organization. Thanks for patiently hearing. And so I think if our Shankar Bhai is there, we can go on with that, or the students may ask any question, whatever you have seen through this PPT.
Okay, I think so. Let's see whether we can connect with Shankarji. If it not, then we can open the forum for questions. Any of the students have questions to Dr. Mukul Bhatia. Shankar Bhai, I think I see on the screen, and they are coming and going. So they are working on it. Let Mahesh Bhai contact. Manoj Kumar, are you contacting Shankar Bhai? अच्छा, आप संभाल लो उसको, हम बैठे हैं यहाँ.
शंकर जी का still Shankarji has got some network issue, so students may be open for may start asking questions about whole of this Arogya Yojana. Actually,
yeah, so
I can tell you the things in brief. You may have some questions about how these things are going on. You may ask.
Okay, I think so. All students can ask the questions. Tanya, you want to start?
Yeah, I had a question about like what illnesses they see most commonly with children in the villages, and then if that changes like throughout the different age groups.
Okay.
So Hasmukh Bhai, you will have to repeat the questions, because you know, we are not used to hear the American English. So sometimes we are not able to understand what they are asking.
They are asking about what are the common illnesses in the children in villages.
You know, okay. So most common is malnutrition. You know, India has got a large number of undernutrited children. Then second most common problem is pneumonia, because at the age of recently, actually, diarrhea has stopped becoming it. Previously, diarrhea was the commonest problem within children at the pediatric ages, that is up to 5 years, and a large number of children died due to diarrhea. But now the pneumonia has overcome, and due to pneumonia, many of the children die. Then there are other illnesses. There are other illnesses which are being treated by pediatric doctors. Still, chickenpox is very common, and measles is still very common. Although there is large-scale vaccination for measles, but somehow measles is still not under control.
हाँ, मेरा आवाज सुनाई दे रहा है डॉक्टर साहब?
आवाज सुनाई रहा है।
हाँ अब, हाँ आप बोलिएगा।
अच्छा, आपको आप दिखाई नहीं पड़ते पूरे। आपका कैन बी पुट हर ऑन स्पीकर व्यू?
सेविका लोग दिख रहे हैं, सेविका लोग।
या वो दिख रहे हैं अच्छी तरह से।
हाँ
अच्छा
तो
अच्छा।
अभी उनसे बुलवाना है ना?
या एक को आके अपना क्या कर रहे हैं बोलना है। एक को एक ही चीज दिखाना है। अच्छा।
हाँ, अभी हमारे साथ में जो है खड़ी है सुशीला जी, वो अपने सहयोगी का है, वो आगे आएगी। आप आइए, आइए आइए, उसको पकड़ के आइए, प्रश्नोत्तरी को। इधर देखो। हाँ, सुशीला जी दिख रहे हैं ना? अभी ये है, हमको सोख्ता गड्ढा के, जैसे हम बहुत सारे काम करते हैं, सोख्ता गड्ढा, कचरा गड्ढा, जैविक कीट, स्वच्छता के बारे में, दीवार लेखन, और ये पोषण वाटिका, औषधि वाटिका, लेकिन बहुत सारे विषय है। तो हमारी जो सेविका जो है, तो अपने को एक एक विषय के बारे में बताएगी। ये है तो सोख्ता गड्ढा के बारे में बताएगी।
अच्छा, उनको बोलने दो।
बोलिए।
नहीं सुनाई, आप दिखाई पड़ते हो। नो, दिखाई पड़ते हैं, आपको बोलने दो उनको।
बोलो।
आप सुशीला बहन, आप हाँ।
प्रणाम। एकल आरोग्य इंडिया દાહોદ અંચલના કરસણ અખાંચના
જી એ નથી ચાલુ.
આપણે તમે શું કામ કરો છે બોલવાનું છે.
હું સંયોજિકા સુશીલાબેન
નથી ચાલુ યાર.
નરસિંહભાઈ ડામોર, ये हमारी जवाबदारी 10
शंकर भाई उसकी आवाज नहीं इंप्रूव हो रही है।
જેમાં हमें
बोलो ने दो
ना, अभी सुनाई पड़ता है पर उनकी आवाज थोड़ी
बोलो।
अभी अच्छी, अभी बोलने दो उनको।
हमें खाद गड्ढा के बारे में
गुजराती में बोलो।
આપણે ગુજરાતી આપણે ગુજરાતી में बोलो।
ગામમાં બનાવવાનું સેવિકાબેનો દ્વારા જે અમે તાલીમ આપવામાં આવે છે એના પછી માસિક બેઠક કરીએ ત્યારે અમે સેવિકા બહેનોને જે માસ દરમિયાન જે અભ્યાસક્રમ આપીએ છીએ તેમાં ખાદ ગड्ढा બનાવવા માટે ગામમાં કહીએ છીએ। તો પહેલા ખાદ ગड्ढा કઈ રીતે બનાવવામાં આવે તો પહેલા અમે પશુપાલન દ્વારા જે ગામમાં અમારા પશુઓ પાળવામાં આવે છે અને ગાય, ભેંસ, બકરીઓ, ઘેટા અનેક જાતિના લોકો રહેવાથી અલગ અલગ અમુક જે હોય છે ઘેટા પણ પાળે છે, અમુક બકરા પણ પાળે છે, અમુક મરઘા પણ પાળે છે। તો આવી રીતે અલગ અલગ જાતિના રહેવાથી અલગ અલગ પોતપોતાના વ્યવસાય પ્રમાણે ખેતી કરવા માટે અમારો મોટા ભાગે ખેતી ઉપર આધારિત હોય છે। એટલા માટે ખેતી અમને ફળદ્રુપતા સારી મળે અને સારી રીતે અમે જે અનાજ મળે તે માટે અમે એક ખાતર બનાવવાની પદ્ધતિ જે આરોગ્ય ઓફ ઇન્ડિયા દ્વારા જે અમને કહેવામાં આવ્યું તે પ્રમાણે અમે પહેલા ખાતર એક જગ્યાએ અમે ભેગું કરીને સવારમાં એક જગ્યાએ તે એક ખાડો બનાવવામાં આવે છે। એ ખાડામાં દરરોજ સાફ સફાઈ કરી અને તેને એક જગ્યાએ ભેગું કરવામાં આવે છે। ત્યારબાદ અમે આખા વર્ષ દરમિયાન એ એક સળી અને થોડું એનું ગોબર, ગાયનું મૂત્ર એ બધું એક જગ્યાએ ભેગું કરીએ છીએ અને તે પછી ગાયનું છાણ, ભેંસનું છાણ, તેમાં બળદનું હોય તો અમે આંગણામાં પણ લીપણ કરીએ છીએ અને તે અમારા કાચા મકાનો હોય તો એમાં ઉપર ભીત પર પણ લીપણ કરીએ છીએ અને આંગણામાં લીપણ કરી ગાયનું ગોબર લીપણ કરવાથી આપણા ઘરના આંગણામાં ઘણા બધા રોગો પણ આવતા અટકી જાય છે. તો ગાય માતાની અમે પૂજા પણ કરીએ છીએ. ગાય માતા અમને દૂધ આપે છે અને વધારાની ગાયો હોય તો અમે એ ગાયનું દૂધ વેચીને પણ અમારા ઘરનું ગુજરાન ચલાવીએ છીએ. આ રીતે અમારી સેવિકા બહેનો ગામ ગામમાં જઈ અને આ રીતે કામ કરે છે. તો દૂધ પણ આપે છે અને વત્તામાં ખાતર બનાવવા માટે અમે એક જગ્યાએ ભેગું કરીએ છીએ. ત્યારબાદ ચોમાસું આવે એના પહેલા થોડા સમય આગળ અમે એ ખાતરને અમારા જે જમીન હોય એ જમીનમાં આખી જગ્યાએ પાથરવામાં આવે છે કોરું ખાતર અને એને ત્યારબાદ વરસાદ પડે છે. વરસાદ પડ્યા પછી એને અમે ખેતી કરીએ છીએ અને ત્યારબાદ એનો વપરાશ કરીએ છીએ અને ખાદ ગड्ढा બનાવવા માટે અમે 7x4 નો માપ લઈ અને એક ચોરસ ખાડો બનાવવામાં આવે છે. તેમાં આ સડેલું ખાતર જેવું તેવું હોય છે એને અમે અંદર નાખી અને જે થર મારવામાં આવે છે અને પછી એને ઉપર નીચે છાણનો થર મારવામાં આવે છે અને ઉપર કચરો નાખવામાં આવે છે. ત્યારબાદ તેને આ રીતે થર મારતા ઉપર લાવી અને આખો ખાડો પૂરી દેવામાં આવે છે અને પાણીનો છંટકાવ કરવામાં આવે છે. ત્યારબાદ આ 40 થી 45 દિવસમાં આ ગોબરનું ખાતર એક સરસ મજાનું તૈયાર થઈ જાય છે અને આ ખાતર અમે અમારા ખેતીમાં ઉપયોગ કરીએ છીએ. તેથી અમને ઘણો બધો ફાયદો થાય છે. ઘણા બધા રોગો પણ અટકે છે. પહેલાના લોકો આ રીતે ખેતી કરતા હતા અને છાણનો ઉપયોગ કરતા હતા એટલે અમે પહેલાના લોકો બહુ જીવતા હતા એટલે અને હવે રાસાયણિક ખાતર વાપરવાથી.
So she is telling that a 4x7 size a pit is dug out, and in that the degradable waste and the cow dung and the defecation, the stool of many other animals can be deposited there, and layer by layer, a layer of that cow dung or the stool of other animals is deposited, and over that other degradable material like leaves and other parts of the plants can be deposited. Then this for within 4 to 5 months the fertilizer is ready, and she is telling that in olden days this type of fertilizer was only used, but now because the people are using chemical fertilizer, that is why the land becomes barren later on, and so in long term for farms it is good that we use only the organic fertilizer and not the chemical fertilizer. That is why this compost pit serves a dual purpose. One is because the waste of a degradable material on these the flies breed, and flies are responsible to spread the diseases. Yes. So now she will be telling you about.
શેની વાત
शंकर
કરવાનો
भाई
છો
ये
બેન?
क्या बताएंगे?
પોષણ વાટિકા વિશે.
વાટિકા વિશે બોલો.
Nutritional garden. She will be
Okay.
telling you about nutritional garden.
ઓકે હા
Okay. शुरू
તમારું
करिए. हाँ, તમારું આરંભ કરો.
તમે શરૂઆત કરો બેન. હા બોલવાની શરૂઆત કરો. વોઇસ ઇઝ અવાજ નથી આવતો બેન. અવાજ બંધ છે.
शंकर भाई आवाज चालू करो.
बोल दिया.
અમે દરેક બહેનોના ઘરે જઈ જઈને બહેનોને આવી રીતે સમજણ આપીએ છીએ કે આપણા ઘરની આગળ પાછળ અને આજુબાજુ જ્યાં જગ્યા હોય તે જગ્યા આપણે તેની જગ્યાની અંદર આપણે અલગ અલગ જાતની પોષણ વાટિકા બનાવવાની, એટલે કે ધારો કે અલગ અલગ ક્યારા બનાવવાના, એક મેથી ભાજી અને ડુંગળી, રીંગણ, સવા પાલક, ટામેટા, રતાળુ, અલગ અલગ જાતની શાકભાજીના ક્યારા બનાવવાના. અને દરેક અમે 30 બહેનોને તાલીમ આપીએ તો બહેનોને આવી રીતે સમજણ આપીએ છીએ કે આપણે શાકભાજી ઘરેની બનાવેલી અને બહારથી લાવેલી આપણે દરેક બહેનોને ઘરે ઘરે શાકભાજી બનાવીએ તો આપણે વેચાતી લેવા ઘરની શાકભાજી અને ઘરની શાકભાજી આપણે ખાવાથી સારું સ્વાદિષ્ટ હોય અને સારું પોષણ મળે અને આપણે બહારથી શાકભાજી લાવીએ તો એના અંદર છાણિયું ખાતર ના હોય એટલે આપણે સ્વાદિષ્ટ ના લાગે. આટલું કહી હું મારી વાણીને વિરામ આપું છું. જય શ્રી રામ.
So she told you that the Arogya Sevikas inspire the villagers to utilize the land before the house and on the backside of the house, prepare the land for farming the vegetables and fruits. These vegetables and fruits provide them the necessary vitamins. You know, from green vegetables, they are able to get the vitamin B, C, and from fruits also they get the minerals, and that is why the people are able to have better immunity and better power for fighting the diseases. And you know, during the corona period also it proved very well, because in whole of the country, wherever we have got Ekal Abhiyan, Vidyalaya schools and our Arogya Sevikas, we have not been able to detect corona cases. So they have got such a good immunity that the villagers has got a very large part in the better immunity of the people. And you know, in comparison to USA and the Western world, our country has been able to fight corona better because of better immunity. So these nutritional gardens play a large part in having a better immunity.
બેન તમે બોલો હવે.
અરે પ્રારંભ ડોક્ટર
અલગ અલગ ઝાડવા લગાડીએ.
જય શ્રી રામ. એકલ પ્રણામ. હું એકલ આરોગ્યના મુનિયા ચંપાબેન અશ્વિનભાઈ, ગામ ગરાડુ, સેવિકાબેન બોલું છું. હું વન ઔષધિ વિશે માહિતી આપું છું. અમે જ્યારે અહીંયા અમારે વર્ક 7 દિવસનો વર્ક થતો હોય ત્યારે અમને અલગ અલગ જાતની શાકભાજી, વન ઔષધિ બધા વિશે પ્રશિક્ષણ આપવામાં આવે છે ને બહુ સારી રીતે શીખવાડવામાં આવે છે. તો અમે ગામમાં જઈને દરેક ઘરે જઈને વન ઔષધિ વિશે લોકોને સારી માહિતી આપીએ છીએ. લોકોને સમજાવીએ છીએ કે આપણે ગામમાં આપણે ઘરે લીમડો ઉછેરીએ છીએ તો એનામાંથી સારા લાભ થાય છે. મીઠો લીમડો ઉછેરીએ તો એનામાંથી શું લાભ થાય છે એના વિશે, એલોવેરા વિશે, અળુસી વિશે, તુલસી વિશે, દરેક વન ઔષધિ વિશે અમે અલગ અલગ જાતની લોકોને સારી એવી માહિતી આપીએ છીએ. તુલસીના દરરોજ 2 થી 5 પાન ખાવાથી શરદી ખાંસી ના થાય, તુલસી ને શ્વાસની કઈ બી તકલીફ હોય એનામાં બી રાહત થાય. લીમડા જો ગમે તે દર્દીને ડાયાબિટીસ હોય તો એ બી લીમડાના પાનનો ઉકાળો પીવાથી એ બી સારું થાય છે. ને વન ઔષધિ દરેક રીતે અલગ અલગ રીતે વાપરવાથી લોકોને બહુ સારું થાય છે. જય શ્રી રામ.
So she told us that we have got a training program in which at least 21 types of herbal remedies are taught to them during the training, and later on they are encouraged to grow these medicinal plants in their अभी 1 मिनट रोकाई जाओ बेन, पछी केजो. Then these because these medicinal plants are grown in their vicinity, they are able to take them readily from their garden when medicinal gardens are near them, and use these medicines for treating the common ailments in the villages. So that is why they are taught not only how to prepare a medicine out of these herbs, but also they are taught to grow medicinal plants. So they are having medicinal gardens now in their houses. કેજો બેન.
જય શ્રી રામ. મારું નામ ગરેસા સુનિતાબેન છે. હું દાહોદ અંચલ ખરછણા સંસ્થાની આરોગ્ય સેવિકાબેન બોલું છું. અને મારા ખરછણા સંસ્થા વતી આ વર્ચ્યુઅલ મીટિંગમાં જોડાયેલા તમામ પદાધિકારી અને યુએસએ થી જોડાયેલા વગેરે મહેમાનોનું હું મારા હૃદયથી સ્વાગત કરું છું. તો આજે હું આપણને સ્વચ્છતા વિશે વિશેષ માહિતી આપીશ. તો આપણે આપણા પહેલા તો આપણા ઘરની આજુબાજુની સ્વચ્છતા રાખવી જોઈએ અને રાખવી જોઈએ. આપણા ગામમાં અને શહેરી ઓર ફળિયામાં પણ સ્વચ્છતા રાખવી જોઈએ. અને કહેવતમાં કહેવામાં આવ્યું છે કે જ્યાં સ્વચ્છતા હોય ત્યાં પ્રભુતા, એટલે જ્યાં સ્વચ્છતા રાખીએ ત્યાં પ્રભુનો વાસ પણ હોય છે. અને આપણે સ્વચ્છતા રાખવી જોઈએ અને સૌને સ્વચ્છતા રખાવી પણ જોઈએ. જય શ્રી રામ.
So she told the importance of cleanliness in the villages, and she told that wherever there is cleanliness, there is God. So she has now she has welcomed all of you in this program, and she says that the transmission of diseases can be prevented if hygiene and sanitation is followed. For that they visit the schools for teaching the students about hygiene, and when they visit the houses they teach the ladies of the houses about sanitation. બેન આરામ કરો.
જય શ્રી રામ. હું એકલ આરોગ્ય સેવિકાબેન બોલું છું. મારું નામ છે સંગાડા નંદાબેન રાજુભાઈ. હું તમને એકલ વિદ્યાલયની સંપર્ક અમે જઈએ છીએ તેના વિશે માહિતી આપવા માંગુ છું. અમે એકલ વિદ્યાલયમાં સંપર્ક જઈએ ત્યારે પહેલા તો અમે બાળકોને 3 વાર ઓમકાર કરવાનું કહીએ છીએ. ત્યાર પછી પ્રાર્થના કરવાનું કહીએ છીએ. પછી તે બાળકો સ્વચ્છ થઈને આવે છે કે નહીં આવતા તેને અમે દેખ કરીએ છીએ. તે બાળકોના નખ કાપેલા કે નહીં કાપેલા, તે સ્વચ્છ છે કે નહીં, તેના વાળ કાપેલા હોય કે નહીં કાપેલા હોય તેની સ્વચ્છતા વિશે અમે દેખીએ છીએ. ત્યાર પછી અમે બાળકોને કહીએ છીએ કે તમારે સ્વચ્છ થઈને આવવાનું છે, નાઈ ધોઈને આવવાનું છે, કપડા ધોઈ અને પછી પહેરીને આવવાનું છે, માથાના વાળ સફાઈ કરીને આવવાનું છે, વાળ ઓળીને આવવાના છે અને પછી તમારે વિદ્યાલયમાં આવવાનું છે અને તે સરસ થઈને આવવાનું છે. ત્યાર પછી એ આચાર્ય નાના બાળકને તે શિક્ષણ આપે છે. જય શ્રી રામ.
સફાઈ ગીત શીખવાડો છો બેન?
हाँ
एक गीत करवा दो सफाई का यानी
हाँ,
स्वास्थ्य का विधान
हाँ
है।
सफाई
हाँ।
कौन बोले?
सफाई गीत हाँ कराओ छो ना
हाँ लिखा है।
So she
करा
told
ताकि
us
जोर की बोल।
that for inspiring the children for practice of hygiene, they visit the Ekal Vidyalay where they meet the children. First of all, they check them for hygienic habits. So
मैं
they
जब
check
कहूँ जब करना
for whether their nails are cut, their hairs are well and their clothes are clean, they have taken bath or not, and then
बस बस
they also
आवाज नहीं
make
बोलो
them
आवाज नहीं।
recite the Safai Geet, which is सफाई का ध्यान ही स्वास्थ्य का विधान है. That is cleanliness is a type of health promotion. So that is how they make their children learn about hygiene.
ये चुपचाप खड़े क्यों? चलो कराओ कराओ
कराओ ચાલુ કરો. તમારે નથી બોલવાનું, તમે ચાલુ કરો, તમે બધા જાઓ છો આપણો.
क्या कर रहे हैं? चालू करो.
स्वस्थ का विधान है, सफाई का ध्यान ही स्वस्थ का विधान है. इस एक अमूल्य मंत्र से बचते सबके प्राण है. इस एक अमूल्य मंत्र से बचते सबके प्राण है. सफाई का ध्यान ही स्वस्थ का विधान है, सफाई का ज्ञान ही स्वस्थ का विधान है. हमें जिस बीमारी से बचने का विचार है, चाहे जिस बीमारी से बचने का विचार है, टाइफाइड डायरिया खुजली ने की आवार है, टाइफाइड डायरिया
Their
खुजली ने
song, they
की
are saying that
आवार
whichever
है.
disease want to prevent, whether
ये
it is
कैमरा को कौन
typhoid
हिला रहा है? मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
ठीक है, गाते रहो. आप अपना गीत चालू रखो.
समान है,
ये कैमरा कौन हिला रहा है भाई? कैमरा मत हिलाओ.
स्वस्थ का विधान है, सफाई का ज्ञान है,
How to prevent diseases?
स्वस्थ का विधान है.
Only cleanliness can prevent. Now they are telling that you must clean your teeth also, and also of the children.
इनसे कहो गाते रहे, ये बंद नहीं हुए. डॉक्टर साहब इंग्लिश में वैसे बता रहे हैं, गाते रहे.
You should wash hands. They are saying. Teeth only once are given. You must take care of your neighborhood also for cleanliness.
सफाई का ध्यान है, स्वस्थ का विधान है, सफाई का ध्यान है, स्वस्थ का विधान है.
They are singing that toilet should be there in every house.
बोलते रहे, ये तो बोलते रहे. ये भी कहा है बोलती
Must
रहे.
not go for
ट्रांसलेशन
open
कर
air
रहे हैं बस.
defecation. Every house should have a toilet. They say that open air defecation is the breeding ground of flies, and flies are instrumental in spreading the diseases. They are saying that the source of water in underground is not very much, so soak pit should be constructed in every house, and this also prevents the diseases like malaria.
चालू रखें, बोलती रहें। बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर।
अभी टाइम ऊपर
कोई अगली
ओके सरस।
और आगे बोल करना है।
हाँ
और आगे कुछ
शंकर भाई बोलो।
हाँ, और अभी चलेगा ना आगे कार्यक्रम?
या अभी थोड़ा, अभी आधा घंटा हमको बात करनी पड़ेगी बच्चों के साथ, थोड़ा कुछ 10 मिनट। तो अभी और कुछ बोलना है, आप बोल दो।
नहीं, अभी तो कुछ नहीं बोलना है, जब समापन होगा तब बोल दूंगा।
अच्छा, अभी थोड़ा, अभी अच्छा हुआ है आपने जो बताया, सब आरोग्य सेविकाओं ने बताया। So all these women are really very much instrumental for bringing the change in the village. So as Dr. Mukul Bhatia has said, we are seeing that they are given a proper training. They also are connecting with the Ekal village kids, Ekal children, village mothers, and also villagers to keep the entire village clean, healthy, and also nutritionally sound. So I'm glad that Dr. Mukul Bhatia took a very deep interest and explained us very much. So we can do the what we call a whole looking everybody else. I think so. Dr. Mukul ji,
आवाज नहीं करें,
we can we have some
शंकर भाई से कहें बोले नहीं।
Yeah, we want हमारा थोड़ी कुछ प्रश्न है हमारे बच्चों ने, they are asking some question to us.
Okay.
वो जानता चाहते हैं कि उनको क्या क्या कठिनाइयां पड़ती है इस काम में कठिनाइयां क्या है उनकी।
Whether you will आप उसको आरोग्य सेविका से सुनना चाहेंगे या मुझसे सुनना चाहेंगे?
आप बताओ तो अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि आपने बहुत कुछ सुने।
Yes, sure. You know, for generations together, this type of teaching was not shared with the villagers.
अभी
long period of
खड़ी रहें और सुनते रहें, वो
by British
अमेरिका वाले
government,
उस क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं, और अपनी जो डॉक्टर मुकुल भाटिया जी हैं
carry
वो
on our old educational system in which the villagers and the kids were taught in the Gurukul ashrams, and in the Gurukul ashrams they were taught every type of teaching, whether it is related to life or science or arts, everything was taught there. So they were able to produce literature also, they were able to fight also, they were able to carry out their life and the family life very well. But due to a long duration of British rule, all our systems were destroyed, and the educational system which Britishers implemented, that was so half-hearted that children were not given proper type of teaching, and that is why health suffered most. In the villages, they were dependent on and other types of uh, things which were not very good. But even then, the old system of herbal remedies somehow survived. And there were Vaidya in the villages who kept on that traditional system of Ayurveda. You will be able to hear it from some authentic person also on 29th about Ayurveda. But this system, that is why we thought that we should start teaching them these things. So there, when our Arogya Sevika goes to house and tells them to have a soak pit or prepare a compost pit for fertilizer, they are asked whether the government or some other source or you will provide the money for that. That is the biggest problem the Arogya Sevikas face in the villages when they go to inspire the people, because everything is provided free of cost by the government. Even the rice and many things for eatables were provided at a lower rate. So they think that we have come from some government agency and we have got money which we are not providing. So Arogya Sevika faces the greatest problem from the people asking for money. That is number one. Number two, that the Arogya Sevikas are still at the newer places. At the older places, they have become very good because they have treated so many patients through the herbal remedies that they are considered as Vaidya. That is the treating person of the village. So they are very respectable persons now. But in the beginning, while telling them to practice the hygiene and sanitation, it becomes difficult. Also about using the toilets, open air defecation was so prevalent in the villages that even the government machinery is propagating, and our Arogya Sevika are also very much working hard. But still, there is a large number of people who are going for open air defecation. Hasmukh bhai,
what is their daily routine? What is the daily routine of our Arogya Sevika?
Well, they have to visit the Arogya villages. Every Sevika is allotted 100 families. So they have to visit the houses and they have to complete the visit of 100 houses within 2 months, because they are, of course, housewives and they are mothers of children. So they have got a lot of work for their family also. They have to cook food for the family. So in their spare time, they go to families to visit. For twice in a week, they visit the Ekal school, Ekal Vidyalaya. What she was telling you about how they inspire the children about hygiene, for that they go twice in a week. And then once in a month, they organize Prabhat Pheri, that is the procession of the children. Mostly children and women take part in that. With you will see one day Prabhat Pheri, how they take out, you will see one day. So, and also the wall writing. Also the wall writing, that is writing on the walls the slogans and the songs. They so some of their time is consumed in that also. Then they have to collect once in a month for 2 days when they report about the last month, whatever they have done. There is a format on which they have to note down everything, whatever they have done. And then this report is collected from all the villages and reported to the center at Ranchi. Number 2, they have to, in this program of 2 days, they have to prepare a program for the next 1 month. And so with the help of the state coordinator or project coordinator, they prepare a plan for next 30 days. That is how their work is going on.
Okay, I think so. Any other question anybody has now? These are the 2 questions I thought were relevant. So any of our students want to have any question?
I have
Go ahead, Divya.
How many hours do they work per day?
Good question. Dr. Mukulji?
Actually, the Arogya Sevika is allotted a scheme for a month. And it is not that for certain hours she will work. She may have some spare time more on some days, and there may be some days when she will not be able to work at all, because they are not surviving on the money provided by us. We are only providing them with 1,000 rupees of honorarium, and this is not a amount which can support their family or their expenses. So they are our part-time workers, and they are also very much devoted to their work. That is why they are at least working 2 to 3 hours per day and carrying out all these programs. But on some days when they take out the procession, or there is Abhyas Varg, that is the monthly gathering, they have to be busy throughout the day. So the timing is variable, because sometimes patients for common ailments visit them, and they may come on odd hours, and that is why they have to work at the night also. So that is why the working hours are variable. It's not like doctors who sit in their clinic for certain hours and then go back home. That is not the type of work they are performing.
Okay. I think Dr. Mukul Bhatia brought very important part, that initially they have to win the love of the villagers, and once they are definitely helpful with home remedies and other ways, and they see the benefits, they not only respect them, but they regard them as a one of the person whom they can reach out for some medical needs. So very, very important role they play. Anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah, I have a quick question, actually. What
ahead.
are the challenges that you guys face when it comes to recruiting the Arogya Sevikas? And like, how's the process go for that?
Okay.
I think he's asking about challenges.
Yeah, challenge is how you can recruit, and is that recruitment process when you have to decide from the village who is a capable person to be Arogya Sevika, what challenges you face?
There is a certain selection process, and because we, first of all, we approach the villages through the people of Ekal Abhiyan. We are working in those villages where Ekal Vidyalaya are already there. So in the process of Ekal Vidyalaya starting, they have to constitute committees, and committees are constituted by the people who are volunteers. They are not paid anything, and they are very respectable persons of those villages or that district or some senior person of the state. So these volunteers committees, they actually conduct the selection process. For the selection of Arogya Sanyojika, we invite 9 persons for selection of 3 persons. They have to undergo a examination, written examination, in which they are given questions related to common language, a little bit English, with a little bit mathematics, and they have to undergo through a interview also. So when these people conduct interview, then they assess whether this person will be working voluntarily or not. So that is how 3 persons out of 9 are selected to become the Arogya Sanyojika. Then these Sanyojika go to the 30 villages, 10 villages each. They constitute Gram Samiti, that is village committee. And these village committees then provide 2 names of ladies from their villages who are the candidates to become Arogya Sevika. These 60 persons then are invited on certain day by the committee of the block and the district, and these committee people, they again take the examination of their knowledge through these papers, and after the written examination they have to pass through one interview again, and out of these 60, 30 Arogya Sevika are selected to become Arogya Sevika. Still, I may tell you that the 30 persons who are selected, they become active only after repeated trainings through those 2 days programs every month, and they become active only after 6 months to 1 year, because it is not easy to understand the medical knowledge and how the transmission of diseases is happening, and how the diseases, lifestyle diseases are happening. So it takes time for them to understand the things, and also to be active. Some of them are very active from the right from the beginning. Some of them become later on, and some of them have to be replaced after 6 months or 1 year.
Good.
Ashmukh bhai, Mukul bhai, you want to tell them that although a lot of thing has been covered, but especially when you started the anemia project, what is the normal hemoglobin? What is the improvement for the villagers, especially women and the children? How the anemia is improved by proper, in what kind of utensils they should eat, what kind of nutritional garden they should, how nutritional garden should be developed. And apart from iron and folic acid, how the Ayurvedic medicine named Punarnava helps. So anemia you have done extensively, and your project had started with anemia, and what is the rate of anemia in women in India, in the villages. So if you can elaborate that, that might be a little medical knowledge as well for this student.
Thank you, Didi, for pointing out that anemia should be told to them. And I think this is very relevant because actually this project of Arogya Resource Center or ARC started with anemia. Truly, Didi has expressed the right thing, that anemia inspired us to start these Arogya Resource Centers. And we had conducted pilot projects, and we found that in village ladies, it is much more than what is depicted in different papers and documents of WHO and all other organizations. We find that in those documents that prevalence rate is 56%. But we found after the pilot project that almost 85% ladies are suffering from some type of anemia, whether it is moderate anemia or mild anemia or severe anemia. Yes, severe anemia was a little less. It was only 4 to 5%, but most of them suffered from moderate anemia. And for moderate anemia, we use 3 types of that is treatment. One was Ayurvedic, as Didi told us, there was a medicine, Punarnava Mandur, with that they were treated. And at other places, they were treated with iron, albendazole, and folic acid, vitamin B12. And at one of the area, we had not given them any type of medicine, neither Ayurvedic nor this allopathic medicine. We only conducted some type of counseling, and also encouraged them to use green leafy vegetables and change their dietary habits, taking the leafy vegetables which were boiled and they were mixed with something sour like tomato or lemon, something like that. And that is how they encouraged the people to have such type of cooked vegetable which can be easily absorbed and improve the iron level. And we found that in those areas where Ayurveda or allopathic medicines were used, the improvement was almost 95%. But in those areas also where no medicine was used, the improvement was 75 to 80%. And so it was decided that counseling is very important. You know, in the teaching of medical degrees also, we study that to sustain the improved level of hemoglobin in the blood of a person, the dietary habit has got a very important role. You may take medicine for some time, for certain period, like we provide them for 100 days, but very soon, if the dietary habit is not changed, then they will again suffer from anemia. So that was an important finding, which we also fortified the teaching, and later on, this became an important part of the Arogya Resource Center. That is to develop nutritional garden, have green leafy vegetables. So whenever you are not here, unfortunately, if you would have undergone PME program, just like when Veena Didi was taking the students from USA to this place, Veena Didi has got an experience that when we visited the villages, the people, when they served us the food, they specially cooked green leafy vegetables with some sour thing to show that they are using that. Hai na, Veena Didi?
Right. One more thing, that you should cook also in the iron utensil. The utensil in America, we don't see the cast iron. So most of the people in villages have this cast iron utensil. So they get little iron from that utensil itself, which is very important. And secondly, some of the common thing which you would like to know is like chana. Chana is a very good protein and it's available in the villages. I want to add that chana and gur, some part in the UP and all where you find severe anemia, lot of the northern belt of India and the eastern part of the Indian states are there are anemia all over, but these parts are worse. So we say that your cooking should be in an iron utensil. You should eat chana and gur, etc. And the most important thing as a medical student you want to become, you want to remember that in certain state, there are infestation with bacteria and some in their intestine, and that does not allow iron to be absorbed. So that's what Mukul Bhaiya said, that they are given albendazole. Albendazole is the medicine which kills hookworm. So you may like to write that note, you know, that hookworm is a very prevalent in certain states, especially Bihar, UP. They are the infestation in us bowels. So you have to treat that to treat anemia. So anemia is not only iron deficiency, but it is also the concomitant the other infestation into the bowels. So this is something you like to remember because you are going to go to medical school. And this is very prevalent. Normal hemoglobin is 12 gram according to WHO.
Okay.
So anything below 12 gram is considered anemia. So these are some points I wanted to add
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Manoj Bhai, let me say thank you to our Shankar Bhai and their team. So you want to connect them one more time, Manoj Bhai? Let him connect to them. And Shankar Bhai must be waiting. Everybody else must have gone. We have 5 minutes left to conclude the session and see whether we can ask them to talk to us. That will be good. I'm sure that I learn a lot too with all those things. Very, very interesting. We cover the very interesting topic is the training of our Arogya Sevika and their work and how that has been a holistic approach to include the education, nutrition, cleanliness, health and hygiene, not only of Ekal kids, but all the members of that village. And they have developed a unique relationship over the time. As Dr. Mukul Bhatia said, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a year and it takes a lot of village supporter. So the whole concept here is treatment with lot of local resources. We always think about high-tech medicine, but here we need what we call practical and which is affordable. So that is very, very important. Any other question you have? Dr. Mehta, आपको कुछ बोलना है? Dr. Mehta and Dr. Bhomik Upadhyay, few words from your side. You have some.
Sungbai, thank you very much. And today's topic was actually it is a very good topic, and overall what Ekal is doing in the health sector, it is shown there. Similarly, we will be showing other sectors also what we are doing. So today's this work was very good, and especially in addition to that, our Veena Didi also joined, and she also gave us some inputs. And we remembered our last year's this thing also, that last year we had together and face to face we had this PME. So this time also it's a successful now, and in future also we will have this type of tie-up. Thank you very much.
Dr. Upadhyay, आपको कुछ बोलना है? Upadhyay ji is not going to say anything. हाँ, मनोज जी, आपको शंकर जी को कनेक्ट कर सकते हो? और they are not talking. They are not. मनोज जी, आप शंकर जी को ज्वाइन कर दो तो एक बार उसके साथ हम उसका आभार मानेंगे. We have to thank you them for their whole team, if that can be done.
I want to say congratulations to all of you.
Yes, we have a student from East Coast, West Coast, and middle part. a couple from Wisconsin, one from Illinois, New Jersey, Riverside, California, and also other part of California, and some other in between too. So we are so glad, and we have one student from India too. She has joined us too. So that's good. Tanya, you want to say anything for tomorrow morning part? Go ahead.
Tomorrow morning we'll start out. We have a guest speaker, Mira Dani, who we've met before. So for the first half hour, she will kind of be presenting, and then we'll follow the same thing that we did today morning, where we discuss what we've done right now, and then we'll split into breakout rooms again.
So we will definitely see you all again, and all have a, in India, it will be a good morning. Here is good night to all of you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Vinaji. And thank you, Shankar Bhai. Shankar Bhai, आप बोल दो.
शंकर भाई सभी टीम तैयार है सब.
या शंकर भाई को बोल दो कि हम नमस्कार करने के आए हैं.
शंकर भाई से को नमस्कार करें.
नमस्कार शंकर भाई. બધાને ફરીથી મળીશું પાછા કાલે. जय श्री राम. जय श्री राम.
नमस्ते.
जय श्री
आवाज
राम.
नहीं आ रही, उसकी आगे आ जाए, सब एक जगह हो जाए सब.
नहीं
हाँ.
नहीं हाँ, वो सुन नहीं पाते हमको. हाँ, हम उनको सुन नहीं पाएंगे, बट अच्छा है, हम देख रहे हैं. we are seeing, so seeing is believing, so we will go with that and then let them be. Okay, thank you, Manoj ji and Dr. Mukul Bhatia. Special thank from all of us having this program. We will talk in detail to them in our breakout section. Jai Shri Ram. You can close it, Tanya ji. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve
santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu.
सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु
मा कश्चित् दुःखमात् भवेत्.
भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्.
ओम शांति शांति शांति.
शांति शांति.